Pennsylvania. The big prize last night. That's where we find Bloomberg's David Gura on the ground in Philadelphia. David, how do you do it?
Well, there was so much faith placed in Philadelphia, where I'm standing, in the suburbs around here. And when you look at the numbers of those who turned out for Kamala Harris yesterday, they were much lower than they were back in 2016 when Hillary Clinton was the candidate. And I think that's going to cause a lot of soul searching within the Democratic Party. This is a bulwark of support for Democrats historically. And I think that Kamala Harris and her campaign were really counting on many more votes here than they got. And I say that's going to cause some deep contemplation here in the postmortem. They also just have to look at their entire ground game in this state. It's something that they trumpeted so much over the course of these last few days, how much money and resources they pumped into getting out the vote here in Pennsylvania and moving beyond Philadelphia and the suburbs and exurbs to other parts of this state. They just didn't have the turnout among Democrats that they thought that they would, didn't get the kind of votes that they thought they would. And so it's kind of emblematic, I think, of what we've seen in a number of other Rust Belt states across this country. There was a lot of optimism on the part of the candidate. I don't know that you want to attribute it to bad polling necessarily. I think it's more just a sense among the Harris campaign that they had this sewn up more than they did. Yes, there was cautious optimism about how this was going to go, but I think that they felt more confident in what the results are going to be. And if I could, I'll just talk about the Senate race here as well. I mean, that's it had been on a razor's edge. It seemed like it was leaning toward Bob Casey, the incumbent Democrat. We saw that narrow in recent weeks, and now it seems like Dave McCormick has this all but sewn up. He has not declared victory yet. I'll note that in Wisconsin, we had Tammy Baldwin kind of following in the footsteps of Donald Trump, going out before that race was called by the AP. That's not happened here. So we're waiting on votes here from Cambria County. That is due east of Pittsburgh. Still just 35% of those votes are in. But I think if I were to guess what the McCormick campaign is thinking here, they think that the path forward here looks pretty good, and they're well on their way to declaring victory in Pennsylvania.